Benefits of genomes research. There are many benefits of the genome research, that why we sequence the genomes and what are the benefits of genome research. If we see the benefits of genome research in case of molecular medicine, we can improve the diagnosis of the diseases. Once we have sequenced the genomes, we can detect genetic predisposition to diseases like cancer, diabetes. We can create drugs based on the molecular information or based on the sequence of the DNA. We can also use gene therapy and control system for the drugs once we have sequenced the genomes or we have better information of specific genes at the DNA level. Genome research also helps us for assessing the risk assessment of different diseases. So we can evaluate health risk faced by individuals who may be exposed to radiation and to cancer-causing chemicals and toxins. So by studying the genomes, we can evaluate, we can identify the risk assessments. Genome research also helps us in anthropology, evolution, and human migration. By performing the genome research, we can study the evolution through genetic variants in the lineages. We can study the migration of different populations from one place to another place. We can also study the mutations which are present in the Y chromosome to trace the lineages and migration of the males. We can also study, with the help of genome research, evolution of mutations with ages of the populations. Genome research also helps us in case of DNA forensics. We can identify potential suspects whose DNA may match evidence left at the crime scenes. We can exonerate persons wrongly accused of the crimes. We can identify catastrophe victims. So genome research also helps us in the form of DNA forensics. Genome research also helps us for establishing the paternity and other family relationships. In other words, we can say that genome research helps us in the civil justice cases as well as in the criminal justice cases. We can identify endangered and protected species as an aid for the wildlife officials. Genome research helps us to detect the bacteria and other organisms that may pollute the air, water, soil, and food. We can match the organ donors with the recipient in transplant programs, where we can match the DNA of one individual with the DNA of the other individual, in which one individual is donor for a specific tissue, for the specific organ, and the other individual is recipient for that organ. We can determine pedigree for seed and for the livestock. Genome research helps us to produce disease-resistant crops and disease-resistant animals, grow disease, disease insect resistance diseases, and drought resistance crops can be produced with the help of genome research. We can breed healthier and more productive disease-free, disease-resistant farm animals. Genome research helps us in agriculture, livestock, breeding, and bioprocessing. We can develop biopesticides based on the genome information. We can incorporate edible vaccines into the food products. Genome research also helps us at the level of the microbes. We can rapidly detect and treat the pathogens. We can develop new energy sources in the form of biofuels. We can monitor the health to detect the pollutants. Genome research helps us to protect populations from biological and chemical warfare, as well as to clean up toxic waste safely and efficiently. If we conclude that why we sequence the genomes and how the genome research helps us, there is no field of the life in which genome research not helps us. When we consider either the medicine, health, agriculture, livestock, microbes, DNA forensics, justice, that can be civil justice, that can be criminal justice, in every field genome research helps us.